Member for Lugari, Hon Nabwera Nabii.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I raise to support the motion by the Honorable Member for Langata. And Madam Speaker, I want from the onset to state that the biggest danger that the ongoings at Langata Cemetery poses is a health hazard that can cause an epidemic never seen before in this country. As we are aware, the cemetery is within a vicinity of an informal settlement. As we are aware, the cemetery is next to an army barrack. As we are aware, most of the graves in that cemetery are already open. Madam Speaker, it is a national catastrophe awaiting to happen. We all know that the city of Nairobi has a problem of drainage, which means anytime we have a lot of rains, bodies are all washed into settlements. They are washed into the Nairobi, in the rivers, and therefore we are causing a health hazard to the populace of Nairobi. Madam Speaker, it is a requirement of World Bank. In fact, I'm worried that World Bank might stop funding the city of Nairobi under KUSIP arrangement. Why? Because one of the requirements is that a city or an urban center which they fund must have a proper cemetery. I would not want to define Langata Cemetery as a proper cemetery. Therefore, I'm calling upon the Ministry of Health to close Langata Cemetery and force Nairobi City government to allocate and identify another land and allocate for cemetery if they must continue accessing money under the KUSIP arrangement. Madam Speaker, I want to associate myself with my colleague in also urging that each constituency in Nairobi must have a cemetery of its own. Why? Because of the numbers, because of the population. Madam Speaker, I want to confirm to you that whereas I come from Western Kenya, I've been forced to carry bodies of people who die, who ordinarily, young kids who would ordinarily be buried in a cemetery. But because of a lack of a proper cemetery, they opt to go to carry the body to Western Kenya. Because they fear if the body is buried in Langata Cemetery, one, it may be washed away, it may be eaten by animals. They cannot come and do an annual ceremony as it is in our tradition. Madam Speaker, I will want to give you the most demeaning thing I went through, and this house went through. We lost one of us in this house who was a Muslim, and by nature of the Muslim culture, the burial was immediate. We were standing on bodies, on graves that we have gone to bury our. I mean, it was so demeaning for some of us. I'm calling upon Minister of Lands and Nairobi City Government to identify land and allocate and therefore relocate the cemetery of Langata. And I'm calling on the Ministry of Health under the Public Health Act to declare Langata Cemetery a health hazard. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The next chance to